I didn't feel that, when I walked into play, there was any kind of fear or respect in the opposition corner. So I felt like I don't want to walk into the field thinking, or the opposition thinking, oh, this is just just a pushover. Don't worry about this guy. He's going to do no damage to us, and he's just playing just like another player in the team and stuff. I wanted to make an impact. I knew that I have the ability to make my team win.
Virat Kohli, wow, what pressure he's under now.
And I wanted to be that version of myself where if I walk in, I wanted teams to think like, we need to get this guy out or else we're going to lose the game. So I thought if I can't have that impact on my team, then I'm not doing justice to, where I am. And if I don't want to be that guy, there's something wrong in my head.
Just from memory, he played an on-drive to get off the mark, and great players play on drives. It's the hardest shot in the book to play. Your balance got to be perfect. You got to watch the ball. Punter used to do it all the time. Get off the mark with an on-drive. And I used to be batting at the other end. Go, mate, you're a freak.
Oh, what a shot. That is classy stuff from Virat Kohli early on.
I'm going to unlock my max potential and achieve what I should be.
So how did you go about it?
Nicely driven.
If there was any kind of fear or respect, you
look at Virat Kohli and you see energy all the time. And yet Virat Kohli, when he's batting, is a different entity. He's almost lost in his own perfection.
Nicely worked away again. This is a man full of pure class.
When we had Pat Cummins or Josh Hazlewood or Mitchell Starc bowling fast and swinging the ball, he just made it look like it wasn't what it was.
If there was any kind of fear or respect.
At times, as hard as it is when he's belting you around the park, you really do just have to sit back, and sometimes that's just amazing. That's just amazing.
He's done it! Virat Kohli, his 25th Test match century.
If there was any kind of fear or respect.
That's just amazing.
Virat Kohli, superstar of the game.
He averages above 50 in every single form of the game. Nobody is that good across all three forms as Virat Kohli.
Virat Kohli is at the pinnacle of his form, and the last 2 years at the pinnacle of world cricket as well. And he's done everything that's needed to become
Virat Kohli's the best player I've ever seen in my life.
If there was any kind of fear or
Such a
respect.
big country, he's so popular over there that he's become a bit of a global superstar. Wherever he goes, there's just amazing.
Well, I've always liked to take control of the situation. I've always been a kind of a player who would walk into a situation and turn the situation towards in the favor of my team. And that's why I think I'm an aggressive batsman.
Oh, what a stroke that is. Half volleys there to hit, but straight after the lunch break.
Because a lot of people, they would go in and they would be wary of the situation, whether they want to attack or not. My game is totally counter-attack. If I look at, spaces in the field, I think of the fact that I can score runs here and I don't feel like I might get out. So
The short cover can do nothing about that.
Well, that's the wide half volley, but Kohli's good enough.
you have two ways of approaching your skill. Either you give in to the opposition's plans and their mind games, or you believe in yourself and say, everyone's looking at this as a pressure situation, but I look at it as an opportunity.
Kohli's on 97. Looking for his 100. And finds his 100. Wow. Talk about the passion.
England tour coming forward, and I remember I was just chatting to you about a game, and I'm like, "What are you doing, Virat?" And he said, "No, I'm just visualizing me playing at Lord's, and I'm already scored 100." And I'm thinking, absolutely mad guy. What is he talking about? So 2 months later, what is this process of visualization that you speak about?
I literally sat down 2-3 months before, and I've made a decision in my head that I'm going to take their best bowler on. And when I train in the gym, when I'm practicing, regularly there are visuals running in my head, me dominating that bowler. When I train, I have music on, I'm putting myself in a situation where that guy is bringing the heat onto me, and I'm countering that, and you know, that becomes such a reality in your head. And invariably, when I went into that situation, I ended up dominating that guy in their own home conditions.
Pleasing on the eye too.
Well, he can do this all day long.
I'm actually seeing smashing that bowler all over the field. So I actually feel that emotion in my heart, and I can feel that this is going to happen. And you tune your head or you tune your mind in a way that it's so convincing in your mind that when you're in that situation, your body just takes over because it's already registered in your mind. And when that happens, you feel like, wow, man, this is so powerful. Because if something looks difficult, and if you don't convince yourself to go out there and achieve the opposite, you're never going to be able to do it. You can't just land in a place and say, I'll see what happens. That way, your chances of succeeding become very, very low.
Terrific.
Are you one of those guys like, how dare you get me out? Because the next time you've seen England, you've been the highest run scorer in India, you were the highest run scorer again when you played England. So is it a question of, you can't do this to me, I'm the best going around. Every time I see you, I'm going to knock you down. Is that a kind of attitude that you possess? Or it's just a process and it just happened?
Look, when I step onto the field, I have to believe that I'm the best. Because my mindset, as I said, was very clear from the first time I started playing this game. I'm not going to allow anyone to think that I'm just a pushover on the field. It's not to disrespect anyone, but it's belief in my own abilities that, fine, you have the ball in hand, but if you get it wrong, you know you're getting hit for runs. And I'm going to stand here all day. If you get me out and you bowl a great spell, hats off to you. But the next time I'm going to be here again. So make sure that you bring your A game. And that's the mindset that I try and get into invariably. Because look, at this level, people are going to eat you up. If you show them any vulnerability or fears, they're going to eat you up. So for me, I just have to be as fearless as I can. And even if I get out, I want to get out on my terms. If I get out in confusion, it bothers me a lot because I just don't like the feeling of not knowing what's going on. I might as well make a silly mistake and know this is what I need to correct. Everything else is fine. So I don't go, as I said, I don't go out there anymore to prove anyone wrong. But I put myself in a position where I want to do special things. I want us to win special series. Anyone who would have known what I'm doing in those sessions leading up to the Australia tour, where I was visualizing taking on probably the most dangerous bowler in the world at the moment, Mitchell Johnson, and someone would have told me you're a fool, that you're literally going in there and wanting to get under his skin or taking him on straight away.
Another little beauty. Oh, what an array.
Kohli on 98.
I've never taken flight. For me, that's just not because look, I can take flight if I can't sleep peacefully at night. For me, it's not worth it. I might as well take the fight. If I fail, I know that I took the right option, and that gives me peace. For me, when I leave the field, as I just said, I need to be able to know that I've given everything I had, and I sleep like a baby. There is nothing else that can distract me then, because in my potential as a human being, God has blessed me with a healthy mind, healthy body, an opportunity which everyone wants. So I have to be honest to that. I have to live up to that. So for me, these things are just a process, just a part of the process, which is you keep moving forward. You keep taking the positive option. Whether you get success or not, that's irrelevant, but never take a backward step.
4 more. Oh, he loves the batter. He's a street fighter, isn't he? Goes for it and gets enough on it too. Johnson back over his head. Take a bit of that.
A few words as well.
2014, that tour of England, where I went in with a lot of expectations of myself again. Failed horribly, miserably. Funnily enough, I couldn't cry at all. There was no emotion coming out of me, and I just became blank. I couldn't register what just happened.
Why do you think that was?
I have no idea. Till date, I can't understand. And I was feeling like I was myself thinking, why am I not able to cry? And then I am going to play for my country, and I am going to play this game at the highest level, and there's nothing else in life that can distract me anymore. Because it was my father's vision as well. He wanted me to play at the highest level, and he was really, really keen on me playing at the highest level as well. So I remember making that promise to my brother, and then everything in life became second priority after that incident, and cricket was the first priority. The incident happens in your life, and then you move on with it. You don't know the kind of motivation it registers in your heart. I always knew that nothing else can distract me from achieving my goal, but the immediate distractions were too many. Going out, regularly, having drinks with friends and just not being that focused. But the one thing that remained constant was every time I was down, every time I hit rock bottom, somehow I was able to put everything aside and say, right, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to get back up. So it's not like I made a promise that I'm never going to fall down. Obviously, I was going to fall down. That's life. That is always going to happen in sport and life. But the ability to come back again and again made me realize that that incident was the one incident that helped me become mentally so strong that I could, even if I was distracted, because I'm human, and that made me realize a lot of things. That made me realize that I need to enjoy the sport. That made me realize that I need to enjoy life. I cannot take so much stress on myself. I just believed, I just went out there and my body just started reacting to what I was convinced in my head already. So I understood the importance of visualization then. That if you can convince yourself to an extent that this is going to happen, things actually start happening like that.